Welcome back to the Titan Hanger. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for August 13th, 2023, 2023. We've got some Transformers news, some mainline, some Hasbro stuff, some third-party Masterpiece Legends, all that good stuff. We also have some Tmnt stuff going on, some Powercon sort of reveals, some pre-orders, some pricing you might not like, and then we've got some GI Joe Classified and Ultimates stuff to talk about this week. We also have some stuff going on at Powercon, Ramen Toy, a few other Powercon things out there that's pretty exciting going on right now. And then, not very exciting, Star Wars coming up. Starting out, as usual, there are some cool things at Show Z going on right now. This is the Takara Tomy and the JAXA Lunar Cruiser Optimus Prime. This is the official product. They will be getting this in, $1 down, and don't know the full price on this just yet. Same story on this Optimus Prime, this Missing Link Optimus Prime. They do have both with or without trailers, so one's like a cartoon, one's like a toy. So we're going to get into more of that, but you can pre-order those right now at Show Z. I pre-ordered these. I will be taking a look at both of them when they come in. Big Fans Toys has a slew of Legends figures, the Mech Fans Toys in, I wish I would have waited and got this in the metallic version, but metallic repaints, which I think look pretty cool. This design is the older Magic Square design, upscaled a bit, so it's not really a bad figure. It's only $33, $34. Sadly, I missed the boat on this one. Fansway's putting out the FT48X Jive. This is the toy recolors, and I didn't really talk about it last week, but it's pretty cool. It looks really good, but I missed the pre-order on that, even though I linked it in my video. Okay, so we got the pictures this week of the RMX 10 motif, and then the pitch was a 12. And so this is going to be the retail ones. The con exclusives come out and they get a little bit more shininess to them, some vac metal or something along those lines, which I still have yet to get my hands on any of the con exclusives of these, but these are what we can expect for if you're just getting the standard one and pre-ordering it and ordering it through normal means. And so with that, here is accept mode. These are full size of cassettes. They don't actually play anything, but I do look forward to these. I think they're good for what they are. Yes, I probably would rather have the con exclusives, but those are tremendously more expensive, and I'll be happy with these. But in the Friday video, a lot of people did talk about how much they liked MMC and how much they're in on all these cassettes. Okay, so Lumen Resources has more of their pictures of their, I think it's 2 foot tall. I think it's going to be about 2 foot tall. Maybe it's even bigger, 30 inches, something like that. But still, they have more pictures of their Metroplex, and it is stylized. It is not super G1, but it kind of feels about the same G1-ish as what Hasbro's already done in the past, but they put out a few more pictures, and I kind of feel like these are very similar to the original pictures they put out, but there is the base mode, and I think it looks pretty cool. I think the base mode is where it shines the most, but it's pretty cool looking overall, but I really am excited about that Siang Culture one that is actually very, very G1-esque, and so that kind of stuff really excites me. But this one will be bigger, probably more expensive, and there's a top-down mode. But I think the most funnest picture in here is this. So this is their pretty 3D printed model. They're starting to put it together and build it up. So that is an exciting picture to get to take a look at. So Lumen Resources, they're also coming out with a massive trailer, and I'm not sure if that's going to fit like MP10s or if it's just for their large, oversized version of MP10. But anyhow, they're moving along on this project, so hopefully we get pricing, availability, all that kind of stuff pretty soon. So we got more pictures of the Dreamstar Toys version of Silver Arrow or Silverbolt, and this is starting to make me feel like this is Kang Toys. I should have thought of that originally, but now having reviewed several Kang Toys figures, this has a lot of the design cues that Kang Toys does, but it's still called Dreamstar Toys, not Kang Toys, but it does feel a lot like it. So anyway, looking at it, that is kind of the stylization that you see in the bot mode. Looking at the alt mode, that's an in-hand image. It looks like a very big airplane, does look huge. Some people would say, well, It's either a big airplane or small hand, who knows. Yeah, my vote is that it's a big bot, and I cannot lie. So here it is in the combined mode. So it's the torso and the thighs. So it's gonna be massive. It's gonna be big. So that's what the masterpiece collectors want. They want big, and it's kind of still. I mean, look at all of those little paint apps and all that kind of stuff. Just mark my words, it looks a lot like that Predator King when it comes to style. So there's pictures of this Flames Toys model kit that is to be put together, and you are to make a sound wave out of it. And it seems like a trend that is becoming more hot, and I've talked about it. I think it's time to talk about this a little bit more, because there's just more and more companies doing this, and I don't know if this is the way I'd like to go. Maybe I like to go Yellow Parkway. Does look pretty good though once it's all put together, and yeah, that looks nice. And officially licensed product, and it looks like you got like a baby Ravage. It's like a itty bitty baby. I've got to have that Ravage, I think. Look at that Ravage. It's not it's like Ravage when Ravage was a little kitten, you know. Well, I don't know what you call it, but anyway, baby Ravage looks really cool. Doesn't look scary or ominous or menacing at all whatsoever. All right, sticking with kind of model kits, this is the Yellow Park. We've been talking about this one, but I think it's kind of impressive, and it's sort of getting into a little bit of a game changer area. This is very high-end model kit that's pre-assembled. So there's a lot to this pre-assembled there, and there's a lot in this box. This is a ton of stuff for $60, and this is really, in my opinion, a game changer for the non-transforming aspect of this, and specifically because Megatron will benefit the most from the Megatron, and then of course there's RC. There's a couple of other characters that would really benefit not having to transform, and so this one looks fantastic. Here's all put together, and the eyes light up, and there's a whole lot of other cool things that it does. But I did see a video of this, and comparing this, the back of this, to the back of the MP36, super clean. It looks really good, and so I'm all in on this one. And I'm curious what other figures are going to do in this line that look this good, and this G1. There continue to be more pictures of this. This is the KFC, and it is their basically a Power Master Optimus Prime. It's called the P15 Grand Rajin, and this looks really good. Some people do kind of say that they feel like the legs are kind of too skinny or awkward shaped or something, but I still think it looks overall really good for a character that is being represented as, of course, Primal Cell. And I have to admit, a couple of weeks ago when I first saw the cardboard cutout, I had no idea why they were doing that. Now, of course, obviously, that fills the chest till you can actually get your hands on the chest Optimus Prime that's going to fold into there. So that, I guess, is a good idea for a stand-in until you get that figure. But it looks like that figure sold out at a lot of places. So anyhow, if you didn't pre-order that, picking this up is still easy to get. It's going to be a challenge. Maybe more will be available when that is released. But anyhow, I think it still looks pretty cool, pretty interesting project going on. There's the alt mode, which looks very, very G1-esque, and I like that. Now, it looks G1-esque with an MP10 in there. I think we've seen similar pictures of this last week. But the base mode looks really good for Legends figures. So you put your Legends figures all over the base mode, and it would work out very well. So kind of like if you had the G1 one, it'd probably work very well with your Legends figures also. So we've got the Mod Fans ruler, and it's their roller. We're getting the blue one coming in, and I've got to tell you that I personally thought the blue one would be the most popular because most people had a blue roller back in the day, but of course the cartoon shows it as a silver or gray kind of roller, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure which color's going to be more popular, these two or the green one that's coming, but pretty much if you've already seen reviews of the silver one, the blue one's going to be about the same, except the fact that it's blue and red, and kind of got Optimus Prime colors. Kind of cool. Speaking of Optimus Prime colors, we've got Missing Link. There's going to be two different versions of this. One, I believe, is going to be around the $70 price point. $70 for the one without the trailer. One with the trailer is going to be $120. One of them, the one with the trailer, I believe, is going to be toy inspired, and the one without the trailer is going to be cartoon inspired with kind of some yellow paint on the front pieces there. And there's a few differences. Of course, I'm going to get both of them and compare them and contrast them and all of that. But I think that this is pretty cool that they're doing it. But I didn't understand a lot about it from fuzzy pictures of the last couple weeks. But now that we have some clear pictures, you can see there's more to it than just adding a couple of joints. So there's a lot going on with the shoulders, a lot going on with probably the hips that we don't see, and then you see ankle rockers, you do see an ab crunch, so there's so much more to this than just an Optimus Prime with 2 more joints of articulation. It's probably got like 20 more joints of articulation, but what we should have gotten back in the day when we were kids, but then again, it wouldn't have hit the $24 price point. If they did this back in the day, it might have cost us $30 or $32. Imagine having to spend $32 on Optimus Prime instead of $25. So, but I think it's really cool that they're doing it. I look forward to it. And here he is with his Matrix chamber open. Again, we should have had a Matrix chamber from day one, and we didn't. So I just like a lot that they're doing with this. Brings into question what else they're going to do. I hear there's rumors of a Megatron, but it's kind of one of those things. I think they're going to get this in people's hands before they start talking about doing a whole line of this missing link. And maybe this is the only missing link. Or maybe there's a whole line, and maybe we see all of G1 redone. Who knows? Okay, so we got wave 2 of the Super 7. These are not reaction, these are ultimates. And we got a Megatron, we got is it Bludgeon? We got Grimlock, and we have Trax. Okay, so I did not get the whole wave. I think all I've got coming in is Megatron and Bludgeon. I'm kind of regretting not picking up Grimlock yet, but I'm going to play the whole waiting game and see if any of this goes on sale, because they usually do. Of course, I'll get an extra Megatron and then I'll pick up the rest of the ones I missed, but they look nice. I don't think they look great, and I'm a little more disappointed in Trax, because I think Trax is one that people could have used as a replacement if it looked a little closer to what we'd expect. But I'm curious if anybody's really liking the Trax look. It would be interesting to see what people's take is on these. Got more pictures, well, just this picture, I guess, right now, of the DX9 Mini 01 Vasilius is there. Double dealer, is a double dealer, and so it looks really good. I mean, really good. So I'm glad that they're staying in the mix, making new stuff. It's just kind of funny how DX9 is going to say, "Yep, we're done. We're not making any more figures," and then they keep making more figures. Make toys. Yeah, we're done. We're not making any more figures, and then they keep making more figures. So I don't know what that game is that's played, but a lot of people pointed out like all the hate and bashing on Takara or any of these other companies. But some of these third-party companies, they could just pack up, call it quits, and then come back with a different name. And so with that, at least DX9's keeping their name, right? We got more pictures of Magic Square's MSB53 Night Tracer, and it's their take on this Legend Scale Bruticus. It looks really good. This is a picture by Season Ann. It looks fantastic. Really liking all that. And then here is the kind of mirrored group shot for some reason. I'm trying to see if there's differences between the ones on the left and the ones on the right. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. I kind of am tempted on this set, but I know what they do. They come out with like a metallic one later. So that's what I'd be in on a metallic one later. So this does look like the left is sort of more tuned and the right's more toy. If I'm right on that, I'm not 100% sure if that's what they're trying to show here. But anyway, got all these pictures coming from Magic Square, and great looking set. I've been seeing people showing these New Age bugs. I've been trying to figure out why the buzz on these New Age bugs is, and I'm guessing it's just because there are clear ones available. So if you want to get the clear versions of these bugs, you can still pick them up right now. But it seems like standard ones are getting sold out at places, but there's clear ones available of the New Age Insecticons. So if that is something that you're interested in, maybe you want to pick those up before it's too late. But they call that the H10T, 11T, 12T. It's a set of 3 clear, but it's not a bad price though. $50 for 3 figures is not bad at all. So I do want to say that I've seen people hating on this Nemesis, and I think it looks great. This Titan class. So we've got the Arc next to it, which looks fantastic. And I think the alt modes are where both of these shine, and they're a little shorter than the original Titans. So they're getting a little smaller, but reimagined, something I never really thought we'd end up getting in the line, and yet we're getting them. So it's cool, fun, it's exciting. But then there's this stand. I think that stand is like 3D printed by someone, Brian, something or another. So some cool stuff going on for that. And this Collector's Craft was at New Jersey's Collector's Convention. And I think we've seen a lot of these products before already, but they look fantastic, and they were selling them there. And I'm sure you could just look up Collector Crafts on Facebook. Facebook if you want to get those. But they do make quite a few variety of different things that look really cool, that accent your masterpiece shelf if you're interested. And we got some Hasbro stuff that is really technically Takara stuff, I guess it's really alt car anyway. This is the Legacy TL53 Bludgeon, so that looks kind of cool. I'm not sure. I actually kind of like Super 7 Bludgeon a little bit more. Not that this doesn't look amazing, but I kind of like just the very G1-esque look to it. And I think you might be able to get away with swapping parts on the Super 7 one with the original vintage one. This one here is a Strong Arm TL52. I don't know much about Strong Arm TL52, but I figured I'd show it. And then we also have a picture of, well, I mean, I don't even have to look at the name on this one. We all know that's Frenzy, so there's Frenzy coming, and you'll be in a frenzy to get this for, well, it used to be 10, now it's 12 or 14, depending on where you get it. But my son is actually super into these cassettes, so that's pretty exciting. And so with that, I've been helping him kind of get those. And yes, I canceled all the Combiner stuff on my online pre-orders. We're picking them up locally because he wants all that. This one is called Noah Diaz Exosuit. So this plane they connect together. They make a plane together and connects to the back, all that kind of stuff. So interesting Studio Series, cool stuff. And if you're anything like me, see all these Ironhides at your local Targets and Walmarts, then it's a decent Ironhide. I don't think it's horrible. He's a little stocky for my liking, but I think he's pretty good. I mean, it's a hard character to get right, in my opinion. And the transformation is okay. It's not too bad. But now we're going to get the Ratchet. And again, like always, I think the Ratchet always looks better for whatever reason. Maybe it's just the color scheme, the way the colors contrast and complement, but I just still think the Ratchet looks better. So, and do I think this looks better than what we got in the past? I think War for Cybertron, something along those lines. Yes, I think it does some things better, but not everything. So it's one of those that it's still not perfectly definitive, but it is pretty cool looking. What I'm hearing about this Takara Tomy Legacy Studio Series BWVS06 Inverse Confrontation 2-pack is that this is more accurate to the cartoon, and the more I look at it, I'm like, yeah, I think you're right. I think this is, and I really hate that, and I thought we got away from that. Now we're getting back into that. I don't like that. I don't like that when I buy at the store, there's going to be a repaint of it down the road that's better, and I'm not going to chase it down because I'm not that deep into Beast Wars, to tell you the truth. So the one I got, I'll just live with, I'll be happy with, but I think it looks great. All right, so we got Studio Series Leader Rise of the Beast, Optimus Primal in-hand images, via Prime versus Prime, and so with that, here is the alt mode next to the Rhinox, and that's what it looks like. I'm guessing this stuff's not in stores yet. I mean, it's just my gut feeling that this is something coming down the road, so there it is. And I'm definitely not keeping up on all of this. I kind of showed the pictures, but I'm not really collecting all these, but I still think that some look pretty cool. I think this one looks really cool. Okay, so Ramen Toy is putting out some stuff at this Powercon, and this is their setup, their display. It looks fantastic. They showed off the Ramen Racer, their Aces, the pilots that they're making, their bones. There's just so much stuff that they've got showing here. Their 30 and their Marshall, and then there's just something that was a surprise, and I was hinted at it, but I didn't really know they were going to go there with it. But they did. They went there with this. This is their take or a rendition of a He-Man and Skeletor, and they look very different than any of the other He-Mans or Skeletors we've seen in the past. Of course, obviously you're going to get multiple different heads with them and all kinds of accessories and weapons, and they look really nice, really interesting. Now, here's the thing. They're waiting for licensing from Mattel. They do want to do this the right way and have an officially licensed product, and they put a lot of time and effort into this. I didn't know they were working on this until a couple of weeks ago, and so very, very impressive that they're working on this, and I do hope everything works out and we can get these more information to come on this project. All right, right now, if you were to go over to Ramen Toy, go into the search and then type search and Great White, and you'll get this. You can find this, and you can pre-order this for US only. Now, this is US only because the whole shipping and everything's wrapped into that price. Normally, it's like $117 or something along those lines, plus whatever shipping is going to be. So this is just total of shipping and everything. So when it comes, this is their Powercon special. I'm ultra excited for this, and I got to tell you, I'm just going to say this. people in the past have bought kits where somebody made a model kit and then made add-on parts and paid over $300 for that back in the day. $145 for a fully transforming, full production, very high quality version of this is a good price. And once they sell out, $145 is going to look like a great price. All right, time for some Toidles. So the accessory pack that has been going through the roof on price on the Evil Bays and people have been going nuts over, it's going to be up for pre-order again on August 17th at noon Eastern. So be ready for that. And pre-orders will open for 3 weeks. So I don't think this is going to be like a hot commodity anymore because you can be able to get it so easy. It's just going to be real easy to get it. It's not going to be a big deal. So with that, the big deal is going to be this layer. Now I think you get 2 rooms. I think it's 2 rooms, or is it just 1 room? Anyway, 1 or 2 rooms. I don't even know all the stuff about it. People are saying this is $300. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing this is $300. I was almost in on it at 100. I was like, yeah, I might do it at 100. I might. 300? No. I'm not in it at all. I'm not. You know what I could do? I could literally just take this picture and go print it out and have the same exact thing and go get me some cheap little Simpson couches or something and make it happen. That is way too much, in my opinion. 100, 150, that's 150 is pushing the limit for me, but people will pay up. The turtle market is huge. I don't really know how huge it is until something like this can make it at $300. Okay, so a company called Creative Beast Studios at Powercon making these massive dinosaurs with what looks to be like some armor on it so that you can have some... this is going to be more like Dinoriders, but mixed with like Marvel Legends scale kind of stuff going on there is how it looks to me, which I think is actually a little more cool than what's going on with Dinoriders. I've personally given up on Dinoriders because they're so expensive collected vintage, but these aren't going to be cheap either though, so that is going to be a situation right there. They've got this, and I think this is going to be a crowdfund on this giant one they got going on right here. Now this doesn't have any armor on it or anything along those lines, but this huge one they've got going on, and I think it's going to be like $150 for a pre-order on it. I did hear a little bit of information, very little information about it. I'm sure more is to come on this, but yeah, interesting stuff, and everything looks fantastic from this Creative Beast Studio. And Valverse was at this event, and they brought a lot of stuff, so looks kind of cool. I think that it's a really interesting military line, and they were doing quite a bit with it, so kind of excited there. I'm curious what... There's supposed to be another IP that they've gone after and they're going to be working on, so that's something that I'm curious. What IP that they've already secured, or Bobby Vallis, secured for his company. So, and looking at this here, they are working on these 1/12 scale vehicles, and they look very interesting. These are not following any other toy line at all. This is like created from the ground up from Valaverse for Valaverse, and so they look pretty cool. They are not exactly like anything else. See, like 8 figures or something crazy. So just thinking outside the box what they can do with the toy line, and like $175 each on these is what I'm hearing, but still I haven't seen where they order it from. But I don't really buy any of this stuff. I just look at it. I think it's cool. We got GI Joe, the real GI Joe, classified. These are the ladies of GI Joe, and this 2-pack is the Pulse exclusive. I've got one pre-ordered. I guess they're trying to urge you to buy more than one set, but I think they look pretty cool. It's interesting that they've done this. I think that some people don't like the tan weapons and accessories, and that they should have all had options to have all the black accessories and straps and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of see where they're coming from with that, but they kind of want to give some variety to this set, and that's why they did that. Okay, so this is, I usually don't talk about 1/6 scale. I don't do the 12-inch doll life myself, so I don't talk about it much, but this is the Baroness, and she is $30 down from a company called GD Toys, and there's a whole lot with this. Hair transplant head sculpture, eyeballs are movable, joint encapsulated collagen piece, leather jacket, breastplate, arm guards, long boots, cloak, sniper gun, sniper telescope sight, sniper gun, clip rifles, just a ton of stuff. I mean, you see what's all in there. Comes with it. If you're into the 1/12 scale, you might be into this. Or 1/6 scale 12-inch. Okay, so we're going to try to move through this real quick. This is the Super 7 showing off some stuff at Powercon. You know they were going to show it off. They did have the Cat Slayer there too, but here's the Joes. These are the next ones coming up. So these are in the package shots. And it looks like we're going to be getting all of these pretty darn quick. And then we go into the next set of figures that are going to be coming along. The next wave after that. And they're coming along. It's showing these test shots. They look good. And I'm excited for every one of these. And not only that, but I think they've nailed it on picking all the characters too. So that really works. And then these are the ones that still are in earlier stages that are coming down the road. And it's just exciting to see all the stuff coming along the way and coming down the road. And I look forward to getting every single one of them. So excited about it. I think they're doing a great job. Here's the Four Horsemen's Powercon display. So I'm guessing all this is Mythic Legions. This is another thing. There's the Four Horsemen. They do some figure obscured, all that too. I love this setup that they've got going on. I don't know if any of the diorama stuff is for sale or if that's all just purely for display on it, but looks fantastic. This just looks amazing. Very next level. Of course, what do you expect? I mean, they are responsible more or less for Motu Classics, and they just keep pushing the envelope on all these characters. And I missed the boat on this, but I'm kind of glad I did because it's a deep rabbit hole. Well, it looks like a lot of fun though. And I almost forgot about this because I made a whole video about it. I figure everybody knows already, but the Bag Metal Silverhawks are up for pre-order pretty much everywhere that you pre-order this stuff. You get the extra bonus heads if you get them from Super 7, but you got to pay a year, 2 years, who knows? Year and a half, 2 years in advance, or you can wait. Do like I did, and I got 2 of each of the Vac Metalized Silverhawks. I got 1 of the Buzzsaw and none of the Monstar. And that Monstar looks shiny in this picture, but what they showed at SDCC was flat. Both of those. Both of the other ones are very flat looking. I'm curious to see what the actual product is, because nobody will know until they actually show up. So that is one downside. Okay, for Star Wars news, probably the greatest news is the stuff from SDCC is now pre-orderable. So get your pre-orders in, I guess. I'm not pre-ordering any of this stuff, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, what I think is the smartest thing to do when it comes to collecting Star Wars, and I'm going to do this. I'm not going to play clearance chicken anymore. I'm going to play clearance limbo, and how low can you go to the flow? $4 for Black Series, which I love the packaging on that. I had a little crush on a bubble and stuff. And then $2 on the retros and that Dark Trooper. Now I do want to admit some people online show that they got a Dark Trooper for $9, and I'm jealous, but $10, not bad. And I really feel like a lot of this wave of stuff that is marginal, that people might care about, might not care about, it's all gonna hit clearance. But how low will it go? So the second biggest news story, or in the last news story for Star Wars this week, is the case breakdown for Wave 16 case. I don't even know where we're at in waves, but Wave 16. We get 2 Morgan Elizabeths, and then we get 2 HK-87 Assassin droids, and then we get 1 Ahsoka, 1 Grand Inquisitor, we get 1 Grand Admiral Thrawn, and 1 Luke Skywalker Jedi Academy. So there we go. There's the Star Wars news in a nutshell. Hope it was helpful. So let me know what you think about this week's weekly news in review. What other stuff went on at PowerCon that I missed? Because I know that it was very choppy coverage for the people who were covering it. So maybe I missed some really cool stuff that was going on there. And this has been an interesting week, but it's been a light week considering we had a big event going on. But I'd like to know what you're seeing, what you liked about this. Anything here was helpful. Like and subscribe to Dear Hanger out.